going to try to do this as quickly as possible so I don't end up with another 3-hour damn video. So this is the only thing that I think is holding us up right here. Like, if it wasn't for this bullish cross. Now, here's my issue with this 70-30 cross that's right here, okay? Here's my issue with this damn cross, is we're moving horizontally, okay? We're moving linearly, we're moving sideways. We're going sideways, damn it, okay? We're going sideways. And so since we're going sideways, right? Oh, yeah, I think I did. Sorry, since we're going sideways right here, we got this bullish cross right here, right? So this is the 70. It did cross under the 30, but look, they're kind of moving in a parallel channel to one another. And this is kind of what I think is the only thing that held us up right here from just falling out of the sky, right? I mean, we're going to have to go and just take a look and see if we tapped on anything. 2-day. No. Let me sure I got on my, yeah, everybody's there. Nope. 3-day. Nope. Weekly. Nope. 6-hour. Nope. 4-hour. No. See, we haven't really touched on anything or tapped anything here. And that's what I'm looking at. No. See, I would have expected us to tap something here. And because of that, the only thing I can see is that, you know, we have this bullish cross right now. This did happen a little bit before the price action fell out. This did happen on the price action. So it's very weak. And as you see, it's been a very weak reaction. Okay, we have our trend line. You know, so we still have, now we're marching down our trend line here. We're at 1,821 hours. The daily is closing in on us soon. My God, how these days just fly by so fast. So right now your top target is right there. In a few hours, your top target's going to be right here. And then as this thing just continues to get lower and lower, as we move on another day, you're going to pop down here. So I feel that this bullish cross is kind of the only thing that's holding us up right here. And I want to go over to my MACD chart. I'm sorry, my J-hook chart. And just kind of give you guys an idea of what has happened last couple times. The J-hook chart has done a very similar situation. Let me open this all up. Okay. So the last time we got this kind of a little, this action right here, right on the kind of what we're doing. Let me take off our volume. Right, was way up here, right? So way up here. So we fell down below the line, right? We up, down, kind of hugging the line, but we did fall below the line. But look, last time we fell below the line, the party ended, right? So I can't correlate it to this right here. I can't correlate this to this. So I can only correlate this. Oh, Peak sending us messages. Jesus Lord. There we go. Saw the video showing us last night, the charts in the map. We spell it. Did not. No, that's fine, Peak. It's your job, man. You got it. You got to make sure. Yeah, this is why I keep Peak around. My profession. I'm just learning divergences. I'm only for the first time using divergences, so I'm just using them. But I am going to point out my case to Peak, okay? I'm going to make my case. I'm going to make my case to the Peakster. So, as you see over here, I have a hard time comparing this action where we fell out on the J-hook chart to what we're doing now, because, you know, when we fell out, this just pooped the bed and it died and everything went fleshy, okay? So I have to look back, and the last time I look back, this is the previous time, I see that we have something kind of very similar playing out. All right, let me kind of see if I can squeeze this in here a little bit better. Right? So you had this first small, you broke the first time, you came up, you broke the line the second time, you had a little bit of a dump. And remember, because we have less volume, we have we have less margin to move because we don't have as much volume here, right? And this is kind of this is actually kind of a double top pattern, believe it or not. This is it is a lower high for sure. It is a lower high, and then it just dumps out, right? But this gets almost like it tries to make it back up here to the double pump. And one of the things I can best correlate this with is every time we get a short call, we get that call for the which is over here. Every time we get the short call on the 12-hour chart, right, there it is, right, we get a nice retracement. It gives us this nice little pullback retracement, okay? And this happens all the time, and we went over this on the 3-day, and we went over this on the 12-hour, and then this chart clearly spells it out. You get the bounce down, you get a 786, 8.88 back, right? We just never made it back. That's why I have short the living bejesus out of this if it makes it up here, right? Short the bejesus out of it because it just made this recurring pattern here. You did the same thing a second time, and I hate that when I do that. Let's lock that in there. And I'm pretty sure when you go back, right, and then here, look, there it is right there. There's our short call right there. And it did the same damn thing, right? This is why I'm trying to compare these two areas to very similar to one another. And look, you got the 0.88 where that pulled back to. Right now, I think we're trying to do this area again right here is what I think is happening. And I don't think we're doing this area right here. I think this area right here played out much differently, okay? So here's where we are. Now, we did break this lower wedge line, okay? So we have snapped the wedge line, but we weren't not able to close through it. So we're still inside this damn pesky wedge, right? We're still playing in this damn wedge right here. We just bounced all the way back up through it. Now, the way this market looks when all these wicks are on the low side, I don't like this. I look at this as bearish, right? But also I say, you can come across, you can still get that last little pushy pokey back up. And even if we come up and we hit the 786 right here, right? We hit the 786, it is possible. But now we've got the 618 ahead of us. If this thing does bounce, you got the 618 up here, and it's going to be a little bit tougher to get through. And for all those people that are playing XRP, you guys, you got to watch out. XRP is dying like a little biatch, okay? Classic example of hidden bear division, blah, 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 blah. Yep, okay. I called it the bear dot. Lazy bear MACD post. The bear dot. He calls it the bear dot. All right, so we did come down, we did pierce through here, and we're still holding inside of the jaws. We're inside the jaws of the Pac-Man here, and the Pac-Man once again just chewing people up here. All right, I do see this as weak though. I see this as weak, and once again I go back and I'm going to claim one more time that you did get saved by this 7 and 30 cross right here. The 7 and 30 cross is what has saved us in the price action. Now, as you go down, we're looking for other possible crosses. You did get now, when the heavier line, which is the pink one, which is the 20 MA, and there's the 10 MA right here, okay? I'll show you. There they are. I just left the two of them on there. When these cross in this manner, this is neither bearish and nor bullish. For this to be bullish, this has to be underneath the price line. And because you see like this, right, it has to be underneath the price line in order to cross. And once more time, you can't have the heavy line crossing. You don't want the heavy line crossing the crossing under in a bullish fashion when you're under the price action. You need this to be over, or you need the lighter line to be crossing under to give you a bullish push up. So no real help right here on this cross right here that we had on that on the 12-hour time frame. Okay, bull's making a nice little comeback right there. Okay, bull's making a really nice little comeback. Now on all of our higher end fib lines, we still have all this resistance up here. Now this resistance level has moved over to 67.68. So if this is some kind of a pushback up, which I'm not, I'm not feeling it, guys. This is weak here, right? We shouldn't have fallen out. We should have actually gone up. I was hoping we'd get one more little push up before we fell out. And I didn't like this fall right here. I didn't like this fall. I was expecting to push up from here and then short the bejesus out of it and then let it fall down, right? And now you can see this range right in here that you should be looking at in order to short the bejesus out of this thing. It should be everything in here. This should be the short the bejesus out of it range right here. Look, you've got the big 236, you got the bigger 50, you got the trend line coming down. If it does make it up over this is going to be pretty, it's going to be a little more bullish until you get up to that next trend line that's going to have you up above. All right. We still are rocking our short call from the 3-day. We still got the 3-day short call that's posted up there. There it is. Okay. And then just like we said yesterday, right? We said yesterday that we had a very bearish candle close yesterday, right? So we had a very bearish candle close. Dude, why is Bitstamp so retarded? So we had a very bearish candle close. This is a red candle on a lot of the other exchanges. So we did have a bearish close with that hanging man candle. Okay, the 12-hour, just the same thing. All these wicks down here. There's your what does you got right there? You got your 100 MA. Is that your 100 MA? You got your 100 MA holding us down. It's definitely the wrong color. There it is. Your volume now. Let's take a look at the volume. We're going to switch through the volume real quick. We are on Bitstamp here. Let's take a look at our volume as we're buzzing. Volume very low. Look, we were talking about this yesterday. So you're climbing up here. You're actually moving up, and including this candle. This candle was higher high, right? You're moving higher here, and your volume is just is actually declining. Your volume is still declining. Now you're putting in a pretty good volume candle so far, but all this is a recovery candle. So this is basically just a recovery candle, but your volume is good. God, I gotta turn off my notifications. Jesus, guys, I gotta turn off my beeping notification. That thing is so loud. Hold on a second. There we go. I turned it down. All right, so on our 12-hour, you see all these hanging man candles down here. All of these wick candles right here show that the struggle is real. Eventually, and I want to go back over. I want to take the target area we're looking at. So here's the target area that I am looking at right here. Okay, I'm looking at this to be a similar play out of where we are today. And this, once again, I just feel that with all these lower wicks right here, all this weakness, this eventually is going to break. Now, can you get that last push back up? Completely possible. But this is bearish looking simply because every time the bulls fight this with these green candles, they can't push it up higher. They're just not able to push us to a higher high. These are higher lows. These are lower highs. These are lower highs here that we continue to be putting up. Now, we are putting up higher lows as we've moved slowly up with the price action, right? But we're also putting up lower. We're unable to break this top here, right? This is the top. So here was your higher high. You then put in a lower high, and you're failing so far to put in another high because this is now your high right here until this is broken. You have not broken this. So this is now a lower high as you look on the larger time frame. And remember, we are in that channel. We're in that channel. This was our channel. We have broken out of that channel. That is bearish, right? And I will continue to use this as my channel here, and I will continue to say that this looks like a damn ABCDE. right? This looks just like an A, B, C, D, E, and this is the E failure wave, right? And on the E failure waves, when they fail, you can expect this to come down and continue to tap this trend line until it eventually dies, right? And in this scenario right here, what I'm looking for is this thing can just move sideways. This thing can move sideways like this before it falls out, right? You know, it can even go up a little bit. We can go up and just try to just squiggle out something, right? But I'm really thinking you've got very limited upside action here in order for this before this falls out. A lot of our indicators are all rolling bearish on the higher time frames. Listen, there is nothing bullish about this. There's nothing bullish about this. Okay, I want to be very, very, very clear. There's nothing bullish about this. It's not. This is not an impulsive wave. You cannot peel an impulsive wave out of here. You cannot. There is no impulsive wave. Listen, if I could even vaguely look into this and vaguely see a possible impulse wave, I would be like, oh, damn, we're going up. This looks good, right? This actually looked like it. This was an impulsive wave had formation here. Right now, this was, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could count this up, but you could at least count this impulse wave that was right here. This is an impulse wave here. Okay, it's a corrective impulse wave, but this is a what do you call it? This is a impulsive wave right here. Omar says, but you're getting higher lows. That's correct. You are getting higher lows. But the key is it's not bullish. You're not putting in higher highs. So even on the mega time frame, on the much larger time frame here, okay, the problem is you cannot look at crypto and trading in a macrocosm. You have to back yourself up when you do these larger, when you're doing this, you have to look at this as larger. And in order for you to say you're putting in a higher high, the higher high has to break this. This is where your higher high is. You got to break this 7,600. You got to break this 8,400 in order to say that. Otherwise, this just looks like a continuation wave down. Right? This is all these look like continuation waves down, right? I mean, you could have looked at this and said, oh my God, this is bullish. A lot of people looked at this and said this is bullish. A lot of people looked at this and said this is bullish. These are not bullish. Yeah, we have not put in a higher high. This thing looks bearish to me, and we're getting multiple short calls, right? We're now getting multiple short calls and long calls in a smaller time frame. And the only thing to save this puppy, is like an ETF announcement or something like that. We've talked about this over and over. But to me, this just looks like and in fact, looking like an ABCDE wave makes this look even weaker to me than if this was a more normalish style correction like this one. Like, I really like this correction. I really liked this correction because these clearly look like ABCs to me, right? A, B, beautiful. That's gorgeous. This is really nice. I like that. That's a really nice looking correction here. Right? Same thing here, right? We could do this A, B, nice looking correction. I like these corrections. These look very nice, right? And here, this is a freaking disaster. This is just a mess, right? And this is an absolute mess. And you see, look at this. This is a beautiful, so pretty. Look at that. That's nice. You play this. You make money on this. It's so easy, right? But you come down and you start this disaster we're playing out right now, and you get uncertainty, right? This right here, this disaster is just uncertainty. And it looks like this. And honestly, I'll tell you what, when you look at this thing, the problem with playing this is it looks like this, and this, and this, right? This is what this looks like, right? And when this is hard to play because you get this all this sideways action right here. These are a lot harder to play, and it looks like this mess right here. Right now, believe me, this mess right here is actually like this mess right here. Only there's volume, there's money, there's a liquidity back here, right? Yeah. So there's liquidity. Listen, and I will tell you, I am just the opposite. I am just the opposite, or Omar. I am afraid of longing. I am not comfortable longing here because I feel we have limited upside, right? And if you look at the last couple upsides that we had, there was good reason for those upsides, right? If you guys remember this is why you keep me around. This right here was the short squeeze, right? This right here was the short squeeze, right there. Oop, oop. Right? Was that it? Was that the short squeeze, or was the short squeeze right here? Anyways, there was. I think this was the short squeeze here, right? Yep. And then you had your tether pump. One of these was the tether pump, right? One of these was the 700 mil TED, right? The tether ferries. One of those was the tether ferries right there, right? I can't remember which one, but one of these was the tether ferries. Oops. So then you had your tether ferries, right? So then you had your tether ferries, and then I felt we organically were getting pumped here. I felt this is when it switched. This is when the exchanges got smart. So here was your tether pump. I'm sorry, here was your short snap. Here was your tether pump. This is when the exchanges got really smart, and they were organically feeding it here. I felt they were organically feeding the market right here. And I felt that's what was occurring right here. This was being this was being spoon-fed. The exchanges had stopped. They got smarter. They tried to pull throw in a couple million, right? So they're throwing 80, 100, 150, $200 million right here. And they pumped the market, and they just kept feeding this market up with all that tether, and it kept going. Now, let me explain something to you guys. In order to move the market 100 points, it takes a massive amount of volume. It takes a massive amount of money, and I'm talking $100 million, $200 million. It takes a lot, right? It takes a lot of money to move the market 100 points. It does. It takes a lot of money to move the market 300 points. You guys don't realize it's harder to go up because it's harder to commit money into something. It's always easier to go down, right? It's always easier to destroy something than it is to build something. And in this case, that's exactly where we're at now. I feel we're being spoon-fed here, and we've kicked ourselves into this super funky ABCDE rising wedge pattern here. That's absolutely horrific for trading. And the only thing that's going to pull us out is you just got to wait for some tether fairies to show up. Or the back thing, right? I mean, the back thing is kind of gives a good reason for a little bit of a oomph, right? And there is some hope out there that we could get something that would give us a push. But this also is a very complicated trading range here. Very, very complicated trading range. The other alternative is you could also count this out as an ABCDE, but starting from... It's harder to start from here because you have to start from here technically. Right? It is harder. But this looks like a big ABCDE. So that's what I got. That's exactly what I have. I mean, other than that, yes, these are higher lows. But no, these are not higher highs, okay? You're not putting in. This would be what you have to break. This would be you have to break. This is right now what you have to break. You have to break all of these. And historically, now we know with our short calls on our FX that we can get a retracement, a 0.88 retracement. That is something we're looking for. I'm hoping to get a 0.88 retracement. Shit the bejesus and just short the bejesus out of it down to the ground. The tether fairies were July. Oh, there you go. So we got a date. July. There we go. So this was the tether pump. Yep. So I was correct. Tether pump. spoon fed us. Then we got spoon fed by the exchanges right here. This is where I feel they changed their tactics and they're spoon feeding us. And this is, I feel that we're just kind of being held up because the whales, I feel the whales are afraid to dump. The whales are afraid. I think the whales are playing a game right now. Like they're playing a game of chicken. Who's going to be the first one to dump? Who's going to be the first one to liquidate 10,000 BTC just to dump it on the market? So I feel that's where we're at. Let's go over here and see what we're saying here. So let's see what the guys are saying. We're in a downtrend, higher lows, low highs. It's almost half tempted to say no, not saying we're going all out moon either, but I think we're range and slowly bleed over. Yeah, so RMB thinks we're just going to slowly bleed out. Okay, so let's talk about divergence on a much higher time frame, okay? So let's do this. And I do have my larger time frame chart. Where are you at? Not this one. Here's my monthly, weekly one. Let me get my monthly, weekly chart. Come on. All right. Let me pull up my monthly, weekly. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at these massively higher time frames here, okay? And I want to look at the higher time frames, and I want you to take a look at this chart right here. All right, we're going to bring this one up, put this one down. All right. All right. This chart's kind of damn messy now. I hate messy chart. I'm trying to not make my chart so messy. All right. So here we have, I think we can agree, right? This would be, oh, sorry. I'm just learning my divergences here, okay? All right. Do believe that in peak, you can correct me here, right? All right, peak, you can correct me here. All right, so I'm looking at this. I want to compare, see, because this was bearish right here. All right. So here's kind of what my thought is, right? Here's what my thunk is. So this was bearish divergence, right? What are these guys there? All right, this is bearish divergence right here. Okay? This right here was very bearish when you came down, okay? Very bearish. So this was, you know, there's no reason, and then you got, and I am expecting this to play out again like this. All right, I think this will play out one more time just like this. put that up there like that. And I think this is going to play out something like that. So check it out. So you came up, right? Up to a higher high, up to a higher high, up to a higher high. Then you dropped down, right? Kind of came down, squiggled over, came down, squiggled over. And now you're at the point of like, okay, what are we going to do here? Right? And last time it fell off the bus, right? It pooped the bus, right? Now you're here and it's got to break through there, but I think it's going to actually drop down one more time, just like that. And then probably come back up and then just drop down one more time like that. So I think we're playing out the same pattern historically as we did right there. All right, let's go up and take a look at this. And this chart doesn't help us. The MACD chart doesn't help us at all. Stoke doesn't even really help us on this. Let's take a look at our Stoke chart. So this is kind of, I think we're in a channel just like this. And the reason I think we're in a channel is because of this right here. All right, let me pull this up here. Right there. So I think this is the channel we are trapped in. Like this. So there's your touch. Right? There. There. And I'm still expecting a touchdown here. Now, this has got to play out. See, there's just no reason for us. The only reason we break through this, and we're going to have to pull a deeper trend line. There we go. See, so there is your channel. Do you see your channel? There is your channel. Now let me get a channel mo bobber. Let me get a channel mo bobber. Hold on. Fib channel. That's not it. Where the hell's the channel thing? Which one is the channel thing? I haven't used the damn channel thing in a long time. Oh, I don't want that. How come that thing won't? Nope. Damn it, where's the channel thing? Ah, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna get this thing figured out. I never used the channel thing. Okay, I'm gonna figure this thing out. Give me a second. Almost there. There we go. I got it. All right. So this is our RSI channel that we're trapped in right here. I knew I was going to get it. All right. This is our RSI channel that we're trapped in. Tap, 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 right? This is the channel that we're trapped in right here, the overall channel. And you can see, yes, we did break out there, right? But look at how well this played off the bottoms here. Okay? So this is my bearish channel. Now, the good news about this channel is that it is clearly descending, right? And we should break out of this mofo, right? We should break out of this thing at some point, right? But I still think this is your overall channel that you're in. Yep, can't pull anything there. Or how far I could take this thing back. All right, look at how well that plays out. Wow, that actually plays out really well. That actually plays out nicely. Oops. Sorry, guys. Don't everybody talk at once. All right, sorry. Trying to. All right, I like it. I don't like this line. I want this line just a little. Just this line's not exactly lining up like I would like it to, but it's damn close. Damn close. Yeah, it's a slip and slide. It's a slip and slide. All right, don't say you guys don't get some high level live TA. There it is. All right, let me grab this puppy. Oh, shoot. All right, there we go. Okay, so now it's harder. The whole point of this thing was to point out divergences. The whole point of this thing started off to point out divergences. So this is this trend line right here, right? This from here to here, this whole bounce right here was very, very bearish, right? I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, big total dump, right? Complete dump. So very bearish. Now we've tapped off that line. We've tapped off the same exact line. And once again, I'm expecting a bearish reaction. You know, I'm expecting, now we did get this nice bounce off here on this weekly. But in this channel, you've got limited upside. Now, even this limited amount of upside, ooh, man, that could be a lot. That could be a lot, right? But you'd have to break out of this chart in order for this to be, bullish. Or in order for this to be bullish, you'd have to break out of the chart, which is basically just breaking up and close to 50, right? Because you don't really go bullish until you hit 50. And the challenge is the weight is now on the bears. The weight is on the bulls to pull this up, and the only thing that can pull it up is liquidity. The only thing create liquidity is money, and you need money pouring into the market right now. And I just have a hard time seeing money pouring into the market without ETFs and or even the back. The back thing is I gotta look more into that. All right, there we go. So there is my chart day of the day A. Okay, let's take a look over here and see what we got going on with our high level MACD chart. Right, nice clean break. Nice clean break on the weekly. So this is good. All right, I like this. Broke up. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Broke up, and this is actually good here. This is actually good. You know, is this setting us up for one more dump? I mean, Jesus Christ, look at this thing. You know, your histogram is going north. So the histogram is going north, but the price went south, right? The price dropped this. So our price went down, right? Our price has definitely dropped, right? Here's our price, and then we definitely dropped. Here's our price action. We dropped. We're actually lower. This on the weekly, on the Stoke, you got to take a look careful on this thing. But it's the Stoke really that concerns me for the weekly. I'm watching this Stoke on the weekly, and if this Stoke breaks on the weekly side, I think we'll see some pretty good downside. I still feel we're gonna get some kind of a snap wick down, and then we'll bounce back up. We'll get a nice big bounce back up. You see the volume on the weekly still on the decline. That's really all I got for everybody. All right, and this chart turned out right. And there's our limits. There's our limits to what we can do right now. I just stay within this big channel. Does that look like a bull flag to anybody? This one? Yeah, it totally looks like a bull flag. Looks like a symmetrical triangle to me. Starting to look like a symmetrical triangle. This one right here is starting to look like a big symmetrical triangle. I still think we have very limited topside. Limited topside. Where we at? We are well into this 12-hour candle. I've got 6-hour up here. I will post up. Look at this. There. So you did break bearish. So you completely broke bearish on your. You're bearish on your ADX chart. So your ADX just broke bearish on the. Ooh. Broke bearish on the daily. So you've got a bearish break on the daily and the. Got a bearish break on the daily. Okay. Okay, so last thing before I go. This scares the living bejesus out of me. This thing right here, it scares me of all the indicators that we have, especially on this ADX chart, right? This is the indicator that scares me the most right here. And this one is going to give me sleepless nights. So because this bothers me that it's this low, right? That it's broken out to this low here. This does bother me. I just don't know, because this thing can break bearish and or bullish, right? So look, when your blue is on the downside, and this histogram trend line is on the downside, okay? This is extremely bearish, right? This is very, very, very bearish. So look over here. Here you go. You had the line on the downside, but your blue was on the upside, and this was very bullish, right? This is very bullish right here. Yeah, look at how deep this thing got, right? This thing was really bullish down here. So you had this nice bullish push up, right? That was good. You had this nice bullish push up. I don't like this thing down here, because the last time it was down here, it had a massive dump. So you had a pretty good sized dump, and this thing can just keep going and going and going. Now the good news is that our catch here, right? Our catch is right here. We're real close. You know what I'm saying? This is the good thing. This is why I think a snap wick, get a snap wick down here. Just bam, post up a snap wick. Oh, sorry, daily. There it is. So I think you're here, just bam, post up a snap wick, and then we can all, we can trade some nice juicy fat longs off of a big snap wick down here, right? Like this. Whoa, what a money call this would have been. If I would have had this chart, oh my God, dude, guys, we'd be all just making some serious hay, right? Some serious hay. This still is a head and shoulders pattern. You still have a viable head and shoulders pattern that's playing out in here. We just have to see if this thing will finish out, okay? I don't smell reversal. I smell down. I think we got a little. We can go up a little bit, but yeah, I smell weakness. I think it's weakness. I think we can go down, tap one more time, get down here, give ourselves a little push. Everybody's going to think it's going, woohoo, right? But I think we can come down, tap this the 1914, get a nice bounce again, and then we'll figure out that we'll take a look at the ride from there. I do want to break this back, and let's pull this all the way back and look at our. Let's go back and find our two dump zones. Here we go. We got two of them. Let's pull this baby back up. See, what I don't like about this one is, yeah, it was kind of deep. It was kind of deep right here. All right, so there's our ABCDE. Got the last push up. Never kind of made it up there, and then fell out. I still think we're looking into this pattern. Look at how deep this is, right? Let me get this line off here. So where is that? That's at 13. That line was all the way down at 13 back then. So let's grab this line. All right, we're now at 11.6. Okay, so we're 11. So see, what happens is you get this, you're way down here. Oh, look, 13.5 is where this thing, oh, geez, we're way lower. Right, so up here you got this little, just a little chicket, there's a little chicket right there, and then you just had a kind of cruised along. You had this snap wick. This literally was just snapped down. This was pretty quick. I like this. This happened pretty fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Happened in 9 days, and then you got out of it. You trended back up, and this is what I would like to see. Let's get down here. Let's do this and get this mess over with. Hey, isn't that J hook line doing a? Isn't that? So right now you're just. This is a mess. This is an absolute mess right here. And yeah, well, they're both doing the funky chicken dance on the line, right? But it's this line that's concerning me right now. This is the line. Now, remember, the Omar, you guys, Anish, the biggest thing you guys have to remember is in order for you to get a run up, you need money. So we need a reason for money to pour back in. A run to 7,200 with just us plebes putting our money that's sitting on the sideline back into the market, it's not enough money. We don't have enough money right now. You, me, Johnny, yeah, until all of us, we don't have the kind of money that it takes to really move the market. Tech, all of us. I mean, we've got some pretty good money sitting on the sidelines, a nice amount, but we don't have enough to really move the market past, I don't know, 7,200, 7,400. I think we can get there. All right, I'm going to back up one more time. I'm going to go take a look at my other one. I have one more. There it is. All right. A, B, C, D. Okay, let's count this one out. Ooh, see, look at this one. This is the scary one. This one looks more like us right here. A, B, C. Oh, why the hell did I pick an ABC? A, B, C, D. Oh. Well, that doesn't work out. Let's see here, 818. Perfect tap on the 236. Perfect tap on the 50. Didn't make it back down into space. This kind of just was in space. A little run back up over the 236. Didn't make it to the D. A really deep run down. High wave B up. Definitely more drawn out C wave. Got your punch back up to D. E made it back down. Almost, look at E made it right down to the vamp fib. It didn't make it down. You got the bounce back up and never cleared the top. And then it died. And look at the cluster. I like the clustering on this better. This cluster right here looks much better. I like this cluster compared to this cluster right here. This looks like where we're at. A, B, no, it can't be that. Well, yeah, B. Oh, that totally can be B. Boy, that totally could be B right there. Boy, look at this candle right here. Look at that. See that right there? Wow, that looks freaking similar. Hmm. Holy bejesus. Yeah, that's oddly similar. See my reasoning behind why I don't like this thing so deep? I don't like this thing this deep for this exact reason. 11.8. Like this still has room to go. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you. Yeah. Listen, your 4 hour is about to post up a super ugly candle. You got a whole bunch of no love. Listen, I you know, one more push up. 6,700 maybe. Right? Maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe one more push up. Ah, man, this is so similar to the end though. Like there's the top, there's the retraction, there's your up. Very similar. And now you're getting this fall right here. Now you're kind of getting this fall pattern. I mean, I was hoping for one more push up to load some shorts. Spoon trade zone. That's right, spoon trade zone. All right, we are, that's it. That's it. And Ethereum is definitely the 4 hours bearish. Oh, ADX, the ADX chart on Ethereum is actually bullish on the 12-hour, bearish on the daily, continuing a bearish trend. Listen, you got to watch out on Ethereum, okay? Hold on, post this in the chat. Sorry, drone chips. I need to take the chips out of here. Okay, ETH. Okay. All right, everybody. I want to thank you. Until's cracking me up. He's all, damn it, you're killing me. All right, everybody. I want to thank you guys all so much. I really appreciate it. This is all I got for now, right? We're just waiting for the magic to happen. That's it. So, oh, wrong one. All right, I'll catch you guys. I will be dumping the video down, and I will catch you guys all on the flip side. Later.